So it's almost the end of the school year, and with that, finals are coming around. Now most students would think to be investing their time into studying for their finals, but I find it best to invest my time into stress relievers for the finals. And my stress reliever is my car. So today we're going to be addressing the issue of Carol running too lean. Now she's been running just a tad lean at wide open throttle, so I've been taking her pretty easy. AFRs have been looking great at cruising and idle and all that, but it's the wide open throttle that's the issue today. So as a last Hail Mary to try to fix it all, I'm going to attempt to clean the mass airflow sensor. We're also going to be installing our Apexi intake from Clayton at Executive 8. So Clayton was nice enough to send me this Apexi intake for our motor. It's a used piece, so I was able to get it pretty cheap. Rather than paying full price, we got a bit of a deal on that. So instead of the rubber intake that we have on our turbo, we'll be able to upgrade to this solid metal piece, which is awesome because it retains things like your blow-off valve recirculating, or your recirculating blow-off valve, as well as, what is this piece called? Give me a minute, I'll think of it. This little port for our oil catch can. So really nice that we have that. And then I think this is for boost control solenoid or something like that. But anyway, thank you Clayton for the intake as well as these awesome stickers. If you ever run into Clayton at Executive 8, go check him out. He's got some awesome stuff. So hopefully this will fix our leaning out issue. At wide open throttle, I'm sitting usually at about 12.5 to 12.8, which might be extremely lean for some people, but I've contacted Martin, who is the guy who's tuned to my ECU over at RS Amplitude. They do great things over there. They know these motors like the back of their hands. And he said I would be fine as long as I was staying at my stock boost pressure. Now if you've seen in my previous videos, I did pick up a Turbo Smart boost controller, which I plan on installing to up our boost up to 15 pounds. So I do want to fix that leaning out issue before we do up the boost. So hopefully this will fix things. If not, I'll have to go to Martin and see what we can do about this leaning out issue. But first, before we get started, this used intake has seen some better days. And there's a bunch of oil in there, dirt and grime and whatnot, so we're gonna clean it. It's times like this that I really wish I had a garage, but you know, sometimes you gotta make do with what you have, so as always, we're back in the apartment parking lot. So this thing is pretty grut on the inside. I take a cloth and wipe it down. You can see all that black stuff on the inside of it, so we're gonna wipe it down first, and then we're gonna spray it out with some engine degreaser. Let it soak for a bit, brush all that out. Then we'll rinse it out with some water, let it dry, and then we'll finally pop this thing in and clean out the mass airflow sensor after that. Hello, my beautiful car. You are always so beautiful to me. I love you so much, and I hope that you will work after I do this little thing of cleaning your mass airflow sensor. I will say that I've been working on this car a lot out here in the parking lot, and a lot of people have noticed that, so I've had a few people come up to me and ask me if I'm a mechanic. Definitely like the farthest thing from a mechanic you could be, but I mean, that's just how often I'm out here working on this thing. I guess that's kind of cool. Sorry to let you stranger folks down. There we go. That's what we needed to get out. Right, so now that I've got it all taken apart, we're going to be replacing this intake for our turbo. It's all rubber, doesn't hold its shape very well. There's a spring in there to kind of hold its shape, but it's better to go with a solid piece. Which is why we're upgrading to this Apexi intake, which is going to be nice, it's solid. And like I said before, it's got all the holes for your recirculating valve, your catch can port, everything that you'll basically need for an OEM setup, out with the old and with the new. Now, so before we put it all back together, I'm gonna go ahead and give this mass airflow sensor a clean, just to make sure that there's no dirt or any buildup on it that's keeping the sensor from reading all the air that's going into the motor, which could cause our leaning issue. Hopefully this works. If not, we'll just have to go to Martin to see what he can do to tune this thing for us a little better. Right, so while we let that mass airflow sensor dry, I'm gonna get a new filter because my ISR1 isn't looking too happy. So we're gonna go to the store and pick up the Spectre one. I was hoping to pick up an Apexi air filter as I've heard great reviews on those, but those are a little pricey for my budget right now, so we're gonna go to the store and pick up a Spectre one. Thank goodness for my girlfriend's new car. You guys haven't seen this yet, I don't think. Desiree got a new car a little while ago. The boat wasn't looking too happy, so unfortunately we got rid of the boat. Did its job well, but this Mazda is actually pretty nice. It's not the Speed 3 or anything like that. Although she had the opportunity to get one, she didn't want to drive the stick. And although she likes to tell me that she would have gotten the Speed 3 had I told her that it was a turbo, we argue back and forth on that all day, so that's that. This Mazda 3 is actually pretty nice. I'm really impressed with turning. Steering feels a little light on the highway, but overall it's a great car. So I just stopped off at Advanced Auto Parts stores and took a look at their Spectre air filters. I didn't really like the little metal ring at the very end of the intake. I've heard bad things about them slipping off and maybe getting sucked into the turbo, and that scares me, so I'm gonna go see if I can find a K&N filter around here someplace else. So far I've been to 3 automotive stores, Advanced Auto, I stopped by CarQuest, and Napa, and none of them have a K&N filter. At least they don't carry them on hand. So we're gonna take a stop by O'Reilly since that's the closest place to me, and I have class in about an hour. I did run into Waylon at CarQuest. He works there. It was awesome to run into him. I haven't seen him around in a while. And as you guys know, he helped me out a lot with trying to get my SR20 started when we first got the build going. So good to see you, Waylon. But I need to get to O'Reilly's because you guys are probably getting bored. Of course, I don't have any. And they don't tell you the size on the box either. Annoying. So that entire process took way longer than it should have. I was literally the only customer there, and it took me about 5 minutes to get me through the checkout. Like at least 5 minutes. But they were pretty helpful. I was able to find a Spectre filter that doesn't have the little ring on the end of it, so it's just a flat bit on the end of the filter, so no worries about that little ring getting sucked in like I've heard before. Cool little factual tidbit. I guess Spectre is made by K&N, or at least they own them. So that's cool to know, but I need to get back to class. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to finish this today as I have class in about 30 minutes, so wish me luck. So I've decided I do have enough time to put this air filter back on, as well as put the rest of the intake together, so we'll make it work. It'll be fine. So I ran into a little snag trying to put that intake together. The filter adapter, or the MAF adapter, is too big. The epoxy intake's too big for the adapter to fit to the MAF, so I need to find a 3.5-inch coupler, but I don't have the time to do that because I got class and I got work, so hopefully the next segment of this video will be me continuing working on this car. So continue search now. It's amazing how much longer these simple little installs will take, because one simple little part will be holding you back. But no longer am I held back. I'm a free man now. Thanks to UPS. Thanks, delivery man. Now let's get back to the car. By the way, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this, but it's like a few days after I've been working on this, started working on this car. It's like Wednesday now. It's been raining like every day since Saturday or Friday since I've started working on this. Glad to be back out here and working on her. So this little part is what we were missing. It's not actually connected in there. It's just basically placed in there so it kind of filled up the hole. Didn't let any critters crawl in through my turbo. Turn into lunch meat when I turn it on. So we're gonna install this bad boy. Hopefully it fits. So the intake's back together and everything. One little snag I've ran into is that this filter's so big, pretty much crushes it right there, so I'm gonna need a smaller filter than this, which they have, but just bummer. Spending all this money and it doesn't fit. What's wrong with you? But I'm happy. Car's back together, so finally take this thing for a spin and hopefully everything's gonna turn out okay. Don't joke. It's literally been more than a week since I've driven this car, maybe even 2 weeks. So I'm finally excited to be back in here. Hopefully this works. If not, as I said before, I'm gonna have to go to maybe a tuning option to see what we can do about this. Moment of truth though. Yes! Oh my gosh! Yes! Oh, I am so excited, guys. That means the tune is spot on. It was just the dirty math that was causing the problems. I cannot tell you how stoked I am right now. That is a great number to be at. I think it got to like 11.5 or something like that. Oh man, you guys do not know how relieved I am. Clean math, we're reading all the air going into the engine. Man, it's just the simple things. I've been searching on forums forever, just trying to find a simple solution that might work. And finally, simple little can of math cleaner goes a long way. So, there you have it. No more leaning issue. Woo! Yes! Oh my gosh. Still gonna take it easy on her, but man, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so happy. I am so happy. Alright, time to get back to the apartment. Well, there you have it, folks. Moral of the day. Check the little things. This whole time, just a simple little dirty math that I was too ignorant to check first. But anyway, I gotta go to class. It's almost the end of finals, or almost the start of finals, and I should probably go. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got something out of that, because I know I sure did. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and comment below. Let me know what you think. Or not. You can do whatever you want. But, great seeing you guys. I'll catch you next time.